Today, we're going to talk about a true ghost in the machine, a guy who could slip through the cracks of the most secure systems on the planet like they were nothing. He became a legend in the digital underground, and yeah, the FBI's most wanted cybercriminal, Kevin Mitnick.
But here's the thing about his story. It's not black and white, at all. It really makes you ask the question, was this guy a malicious criminal, or was he a misunderstood genius who was just years ahead of his time?
So Mitnick's whole journey really starts with a pretty lonely childhood. His mom was a single parent working 2 jobs, so he spent a ton of time by himself. And that isolation, it created this fierce independence and this insatiable curiosity about how everything around him worked, especially the systems that connected the world.
And man, his talent showed up early. I mean, at just 16, he's already messing with the phone systems. By 17, he'd cracked into a major telecom company. Not for money, just to see if he could do it. But his ego got the better of him. He bragged about it to a friend, which led right to his first arrest and a quick trip to juvie.
You'd think getting caught would scare him straight, right? Nope, it actually did the exact opposite. He dropped out of school and just went all in on his new craft. Hacking was going to be his life's work now, and you can bet he was going to be a whole lot more careful this time around.
And this, right here, is where the legend of Kevin Mitnick really takes off. See, he wasn't just some tech nerd hammering away at a keyboard. He was a master of a totally different kind of hack, one that targeted the weakest link in any security system. And that art was called social engineering. Mitnick figured out something brilliant. It's way easier to trick a person into giving you their password than it is to try and crack it with a computer. He could talk his way into almost anywhere, proving that the biggest security hole isn't in the code, it's us, it's human nature. Okay, check this out. This is his method in a nutshell. He gets suspicious of a new acquaintance. So what does he do? He doesn't write some complex program. No, he uses early caller ID to get a phone number. Then he gets on the phone, pretends to be an official, and just sweet talks a government employee into giving up the guy's real name and social security number. Just like that. A total masterclass in manipulation. So now he knows for sure the FBI is watching him. And instead of just laying low, he goes on the offensive. He builds his own custom scanner that would literally tell him anytime an agent's cell phone was nearby. He was hacking his own surveillance. And this leads to one of the most legendary, most brazen stories in hacker lore. His scanner goes off, a raid is coming. He quickly stashes all the incriminating evidence, and when the FBI agent shows up at his door, Mitnick answers it, completely naked, holding a box of donuts that says FBI Donuts. I mean, the sheer nerve. He wasn't just avoiding them, he was openly taunting them. But, a cat and mouse game like that couldn't last forever. With the pressure building and the FBI closing in from all sides, Mitnick made a choice. He just disappeared, vanished, kicking off a nationwide manhunt and cementing his status as a digital ghost.
At this point, the FBI was totally out of their league. They realized that to catch a hacker this good, this slippery, they were going to need to bring in one of their own. The hunt was on, and it just got personal.
So this sets up the final epic showdown. You've got the ghost, Kevin Mitnick, on one side, using this chillingly effective method to stay hidden. He'd create new identities using the social security numbers of dead kids. And on the other side, you have the hunter, a guy named Tsutomu Shimomura, a rival cybersecurity genius hired for one single purpose: find Mitnick. And while he was on the run, Mitnick was a true phantom, constantly shifting identities. One day, he's Eric Weiss. The next, as the chase heats up, he's Brian Merrill.
And then he's Thomas Case. Every new name was just another layer of digital camouflage to keep him one step ahead of the game.
But Shimomura was just relentless. He was able to follow the digital breadcrumbs that Mitnick left behind. And after 2.5 years on the run, the chase finally came to an end in the middle of the night in a North Carolina hotel room. The ghost was caught.
So when Mitnick finally sees Shimomura, the man who caught him, in court, his first reaction isn't anger or hate, it's respect. He says, "I respect your skill." It was a pure hacker-to-hacker moment, recognizing the talent it took to finally outplay him.
But getting captured? That wasn't the end of his story, not by a long shot. In a twist that basically nobody saw coming, the most incredible chapter of Mitnick's life was just about to begin. The prosecution, of course, they painted him as this huge digital menace. They claimed his hacks cost companies like Motorola and Nokia over $300 million. They wanted to lock him up and throw away the key. But his defense
made a pretty compelling case. They argued that he never actually made any money from his hacks. He did it for the puzzle, for the intellectual thrill of it. And it worked. Instead of some crazy long sentence, he got 5 years.
After he got out, he took all that incredible talent and pointed it in a completely new direction. He became what's known as a white hat hacker, basically using his skills for good, helping companies find their weaknesses before the bad guys could.
And his transformation was, well, it was mind-blowing. The same U.S. government that hunted him down was now hiring him as a consultant. Fortune 500 companies were paying him big money to try and break into their systems. The FBI's most wanted had become one of the world's most valuable security experts.
Tragically, in 2023, after a tough battle with pancreatic cancer, Kevin Mitnick passed away. And he left behind this story that's just full of contradictions, incredible achievements, and a whole lot of questions.
Which brings us right back to where we started. What is Kevin Mitnick's real legacy? Was he a security pioneer who basically forced the world to wake up and see how vulnerable we all were? Or was he a cautionary tale about what happens when brilliant talent goes down the wrong path? You know, the answer, just like the man himself, is complicated.